7 games today in the NBA on a Monday, and the 2 triple-double Kings putting on a clinic. Nikola Jokic was spectacular as always, but we start in Utah where tonight was about the Brody. Nuggets looking to build some momentum on the road, and right away, Westbrook the rebound, Westbrook the dime. We've seen what Russ can do, now we see the Joker, classic Nikola. Nikola makes so many of these passes that we almost take them for granted. That is a dime. Utah may be one of the worst teams in the West, but don't let their record fool you. They've been playing better basketball lately. There's a former UCLA Bruin for 3. Juzang with the triple there. Now check this out from the Brody. What a Euro. Second quarter, Nuggets down by 3. This has been their Achilles heel all season long. Their defense. Check out the transition defense here. Very next possession, more bad transition defense from Denver. End of this first half, Nuggets getting frustrated with the officiating. The Joker getting hammered, no call. More from the Joker in the third quarter. Another one of these dimes that we take for granted. What a pass. Jokic balling, Westbrook balling, and have to give a shout out to Jamal Murray as well. Nuggets up by 7, Jokic in full takeover mode in the third. Now we go to the fourth, Nuggets lead down to 2. We've seen them do this before, losing to bad teams. The Joker with a 3 though, and now here comes the Brody. A steal for Westbrook, a dime for Russ. Nuggets starting to build a cushion here again in the fourth, and again, the Joker, unreal. And this right here would seal the triple-double for the Joker, hitting Westbrook on the cut and the slam. And then later in the fourth, this has been a match made in heaven for the Nuggets and for Russel Westbrook. Not only has Russ been a perfect fit for the Nuggets, check out the leadership that he exudes. Look at how locked in they are to his messaging. You can tell that they really respect his leadership. By the way, history for the Nuggets tonight. Nikola Jokic, Russel Westbrook, and Jamal Murray are the first trio of teammates in NBA history to each record 15 points and 10 dimes. Russ is my player of the night, 16, 10, and 10, and perfect 7 for 7 from the field. Can't forget about those 4 steals either. He's been the Nuggets' heartbeat on defense. The Joker had a rough shooting night, going 14 of 34, but 23 rebounds to go along with his 36 points, and Murray with 20 and 10. Speaking of Murray, all the talk about him being washed up, just look at the numbers. As the season's gone along, he's gotten better and gotten more comfortable. Staying in the Western Conference, Dallas and Sacramento tonight. No Luka, no Kyrie, no Clay. So this is a game that the Mavericks have no chance of winning, right? If there's one thing you have to respect about these Mavericks, they don't care who's in the lineup. They show up and show out every game, and in this first quarter, PJ Washington was putting on a clinic. The Mavericks would build an early 18-point lead. Second quarter, Sacramento within 7. We all know about their struggles this season. This is a game they cannot lose. DeMar with the N1 there, but the Kings with no answers for Spencer Dinwiddie. You mentioned all the guys they're missing. They're also without Derek Lively. Third quarter, Mavericks up by 4, looking to pull off the upset, and PJ still going to work, and 1. But now late in the third, here come the Sacramento Kings. Sabonis the tip-in. Kings down by 1, the building on its feet, and Fox with the mid-range to give them the lead. The building was electric at this point. I have so much respect for these Kings fans. It doesn't matter how much the Kings have struggled this season, they stand behind their team no matter what. Fox with the mid-range, now the Kings up by 7 in the fourth, and this is the edge they've been missing all season. They were playing defense, they were playing with joy, they were playing with life, and they came back and won. Now, obviously, we know the Mavericks were severely shorthanded in this one, but for the Kings, it shouldn't matter. They just needed a win. They needed something to feel good about, and De'Aaron Fox delivered tonight, 33, 6, and 6. Dallas couldn't get the job done on the road, but massive shout out to these two, Spencer Dinwiddie and PJ Washington, almost led an epic upset win. Warriors and Cavs from the Bay. Did a full recap of this game on my page. You can check it out if you want. The Cavs dominate Golden State on the road and continue to show why they're the #1 team in the NBA, led by Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. And after the game, Steph Curry with an honest assessment on his team right now. Quote, like the kids say, we're very mid right now. Pelicans and Clippers tonight from New Orleans. Pelicans have been struggling all season, but a bright spot's been Trey Murphy. Pelicans up by 2 late in the first quarter. They might be in last place in the West, but you can't deny they have talent. Trey Murphy again. Final seconds of the first, Jordan Hawkins' turn to beat the buzzer. Tough shot. Clippers responding back in the second quarter, down by 2, Norman Powell. He loves those handoffs going downhill to his right. But these Pelicans bringing the noise tonight in the Smoothie King Center, up by 11. Trey Murphy the steal, Trey Murphy the 3. Third quarter, and the ball just seems to be bouncing the Pelicans' way tonight. Yves Missi coming up with a loose ball and dunking it home. Clippers, though, responding back in the third with their defense. Chris Dunn the steal, Chris Dunn to Norman Powell with the layup. This is an important game for the Clippers. In the thick of the Western Conference playoff race, you have to win the games you're supposed to. Clippers down by 1, 4 minutes to go in the game, late in the fourth, and they turn to their could-be all-star. Norman Powell with the big three-pointer there. Next possession, Powell the Euro and another bucket. This is where things would get crazy. Clippers are up by 2 with only 10 seconds to go, and Harden fouls Yves Missi. That sends Missi to the free throw line, and he makes the first and misses the second. Because of that, the Clippers escape with a win. Harden with 27 and Norman Powell with his 6th straight game of 25 points or more, 35 for him today. If you're playing as good as the Clippers have this season, you deserve at least one All-Star in the All-Star game, and for me, that guy right now is Norman Powell. Sixers and Blazers tonight from Portland. Sixers looking to keep it going on their road trip. Philly's been playing some really good under-the-radar basketball lately. Maxey getting them started tonight. Second quarter, Philly up by 6, Embiid going to work against dominating, putting the post moves on him, spin and score. And now the play of the day. This dude Yabusele's just made for poster slams. Yabu with the poster, Sixers up by 12, Embiid rewarding him in the corner, Yabu for 3. This one though tonight was all about Joel Embiid. It's great to see him have a night like this. The Sixers were in full command of this one from start to finish, and Embiid was the catalyst. 37, 9, and 3 tonight for Joel, one of my players of the day, and his last 3 games, he's starting to look like himself once again. Now in the East, a rematch from the other night when they went to overtime, Wizards and Knicks, and again, just like the other night, Justin Champagnie starting it with a 3. Later in the first, Wizards down by 4, but hanging tough in this game. Welcome back, Kyle Kuzma, tough Euro and lefty bucket. What's gotten into these Wizards? Valanciunas the block, and that leads to this from Kuzma, sky hook. Second quarter, and Valanciunas looked like he was using tonight as an audition for every other team in the league. Knicks starting to settle in now midway through the second. Josh Hart the tough take and the bucket and 1. Third quarter, and some spice from the big bodega. Karl Anthony Towns has had some of the nastiest dunks this season. Late in the third, Knicks are only up by 1. Brunson the playmaker, Josh Hart the shooter hitting the 3. Now in the fourth, 7.5 minutes to go, and Cat says it's time to go home. 13-point lead, Hart had a triple-double tonight. How about this pass to Cat? And then the exclamation point. I don't know if Cat is mad at somebody, but he's been playing with some ferocity this season. Make that 8 straight wins for the Knicks. Cat with a typical night for him, 32 and 13. But how about Josh Hart, 23, 15, and 10? And last but not least, Hornets and Bulls. Seth Curry was putting on a show in the first quarter. No LaMelo Ball, no Brandon Miller, but who needs them when you have Seth Curry and KJ Simpson? Curry continuing to put on a show in the second quarter. By the way, the Hornets are 1-15 in their last 16 games. Bulls starting to get going late in the first half. There's Carolina's very own Kobe White, the and 1. Third quarter now, and a bright spot in an otherwise disastrous season for the Hornets. Mark Williams looking good. In the fourth, Bulls up by 4, pulling away. It looks like they should have this one in the bag. Vooch the and 1. Now check this one out from Kobe White, rising up and dunking it home. Bulls up by 3, 10 seconds to go. Bridges misses, Vooch the rebound. This game should be over, but we know these Bulls. They do everything in their power to make life difficult. Vooch misses a pair of free throws, and of course, wouldn't you know it, second chance, and this time Bridges hits it. So we go to overtime, Bulls up by 5, Torrey Craig the hero. Craig saving the day for the Bulls, and now, finally, they don't like to make it easy, but they get the win. Bulls win in overtime, Kobe leading the way with 23, 10, and 9. Another NBA news today, the players of the week for Week 10. In the West, SGA, who by the way is also the leading candidate right now for the MVP award, and in the East, Tyrese Maxey and the Sixers starting to get it going. Also, of course, we can't forget about Lapuki and his 40th birthday. Happy birthday to him. He was asked today about his longevity. He said this, quote, "If I wanted to, I could play this game at a high level for another 5 to 7 years. Speaking of LeBron and the Lakers, tomorrow on New Year's Eve, they're going to be hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. What a test for them. We also get Memphis in Phoenix, Minnesota in OKC. And the 3 other games on New Year's Eve, Bucks in Indiana, Raptors in Boston, and the Clippers dealing with Wemby.